Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I am gonna share with you a quick drawing of this beautiful view of the Castello Sforzesco. It's the medieval and Renaissance castle. It's a symbol of Milan, so I'm really keen to show you how I frame this and put all the details within a sketch under 1 hour. So it's gonna be a very quick one. Yeah, without further ado, let's get started. For this sketch, I would sit in front of the square, in here, and I've got my bag with my usual stool. So I'm just placing my camera, so you will know what tools I'm using. So this is a very sturdy aluminium stool that I always keep with me and bring in the backpack. So it's very sturdy, it's very nice. And also I'm using a Moleskine A5 sketchbook in here, as you can see here. And then I will draw on a new page using some paper clips to hold my pages like this. So I'm using a fountain pen from the Good Blue. It has a medium nib, so it's quite thick, but you also use the back of the nib to produce a thinner line. So it's loaded with a waterproof ink. It's from the Carbon Platinum, so you can find this all in the links down below. So today we are going to draw this view of the Castello Sforzesco. And I chose this view because it has like a slightly tilted perspective. It doesn't have a central perspective. So in this video you can learn how you can compose such a angled view. So I'm gonna draw these two towers together on one page, and I will draw some people in front. I will show you how I include these people walking and sitting as well. And yeah, I also show you around how I add details in a quick sketch. So let's get started. I'm gonna use for this drawing one spread, like one portion here. As usual, I will start with my horizon line. So since this tower is quite tall, so I will probably put the towers in this area. I won't be using my usual pencil. I will go straight in ink, so you will learn how I approach to an ink drawing straight away. So let's start with fixing the elements. So I, as usual, will put the line of the horizon in here in the lower thirds. I often use this rule of thirds. And then I'm gonna put the main tower on the right third, so somewhere in this area, and then the other tower maybe just a little portion in the corner. So yeah, let's get started. So I will put the main tower somewhere in here, and I will just roughly put the elements on the page. Doesn't matter if it's not correct. I'm using the back of the nib, so the lines are slightly thinner, and you'll be able to correct it if you need in the future. So what I do is to locate the vanishing point, which is on the line of the horizon, and it's somewhere in here. It's arbitrary. I mean, you can tweak the point as much as you want. If it's closer to the subject, then the perspective will be more stretched. Somewhere in here, I feel is a good angle, so it won't feel too unnatural. So let's put the line of the roof pointing towards the vanishing point. I'll be going quite quick. So what we do is to draw all the elements. So I want to draw the lower portion of the tower first. So again, let's use the vanishing point as a reference, and there will be a lot of niche in here. It's a structure. It doesn't need to be super perfect and correct, and I will put the triple opening. So there is a little roof structure in here, and then there is a balcony. Oh, it's slightly tilted. Remember to draw the lines following the perspective lines. So you can help yourself with a ruler if you're not used to draw straight in ink. And you can of course use the pencil as well. So I'm gonna go really quick, and let's fix the other vanishing point. It will be roughly in here. I will draw the edge on the other side. There are these niches as well in here, and it's very important to draw the elements that can make this castle recognizable. In this case, these niches are very important. Yeah, let's add some more details in here, some shadows at the moment. So I'm starting to draw the middle segment of this tower. So when you're drawing the elements like towers and they are staggered, so they have different widths, I usually pay more attention on where the center of the tower is, because this tower is now rotated, so it's not symmetric. So the center won't be the edge in between, but it will be the distance in between the edges of the tower. So in this case, from here to here, you will draw the medium part here. So that means that every segment of the tower will have the middle axis aligned. So that will help you to align those elements in a more convincing way, so you won't be looking unrealistic. So in this case, the medium of this tower should be the same of the medium of this part. So let's carry on this middle segment. The middle segment is almost like a square or like a box. Remember to draw the top part aligning to here, and then this fortification on the top, they are recognizable, so we really want to make them stand out. Yeah, later on we can put some more details, but for now, yeah, let's put them in place. So there are some structure here as well. So quickly put them in. There is the stem, the flag. I don't know how to call it. It's a flag of the family, the Sforza family, with a snake. I'm adding details of the segments of the tower at the same time while I'm drawing the tower. So I find this way is quicker and it's funnier as well. I will draw the top part and remember the perspective line, and then in here I just put the opening of the tower. I'm not sure there is any clocks inside. This tower actually is not the original one from the 15th century. This has been refurbished, I think around 18th century, so around 200 years ago. So the look is slightly changed from the very original one, from the Spanish period of Milan. This tower originally was built with a Spanish, Gothic Spanish type of style, and it's very strong. But now it has been changed. So the tower is almost finished, so I'm gonna add some details on the top. I think I really like this little detail of the top. Has a really elegant roof. So the person who refurbished this is called Filarete, and he refurbished this according to the vogue, the fashion of that time, which is the Renaissance style, yeah, he really likes this elegant and light tower. So before, the Spanish style is very, very heavy. So it has a lot of like heavy elements like brick, the use of stone and brick, and make it very sturdy. So it feels like very heavy. But now, if you look at this castle, you perceive this quite differently. It's very elegant and tall as well. So the whole clock tower, the front clock tower, has been changed, as you can see here. Okay, so let's add some more detail in here. Remember to add these lines following the perspective. That's very, very important to make this convincing. And also, I started to draw the gaps from the middle. I find that is easier to control the spread. So there is a little balcony on top. Just use some thin lines, some bubble to highlight it. So there's a lot of more details in here, but I will stop here for now, and I will carry on with the rest of this composition. I want to draw the wall. So actually the wall follows the same perspective lines to the vanishing point in here. So I just want to draw this line. So in here. And then I will carry on that line on this side as well. And then let's draw the other lines. I want to put maybe a portion of the tower in here, so it's quite close. So I'll put the line of the main portion of the tower in here. So the center of the tower is roughly in here. I want to keep that in mind. And then let's draw the lines around. I really like the spire. There is a very long antenna. So it's very pointy as well. Let's put the gaps of the structure in here. You don't need to count them. I don't think it does matter if it's one more, one less. The key thing is to get the gap all right and evenly spread. So let's put some shadows in here. And then there will be more shadow under the roof. We can put later on. So let's put the let's put some more structure in here. It's very key to highlight the shadow under the roofs. So this is done. So I want to then add the termination of this part of the wall. There is some structure in here, So the old wall defensive system is now being covered by this long roof to transform the top of the wall into a indoor space, so it's easy to store things. So today this place is a museum, so there are some exhibition on top as well. We'll just put some shadows. So before starting to complete the ground, I want to add some people as well. So some people are walking, and as usual, as you know, the people that are walking, their heads will be higher than my head. So my head will be at the horizon level. So usually the waist will be at my eye level. So it's almost like the horizon line would cut them in half. So on the top, we have the top parts of the body. So let's draw some of them, maybe walking in front of me, like in here, doing a very simplified version of the people, and maybe a little kid. You know, I will do a very, very simplified kid. And also some people are walking away, so there is a corner here, so I will draw some people coming from this way, like from here, and I will draw some people like turning and going to the other way. So people from here will be like with the back towards me, so it's the same thing. So try to put the waist in here. So the head will be here, and put some lady as well. I can put another kid here, another children, so the children's will have the heads aligned with my head level. So they are roughly in here. So now I can use a little bit of the front of the nib. So there is a field of grass in front of me, which is like aligning with the vanishing point here, and then also to the other side. So it's roughly like that. And then there are lots of people going to the front entrance. So, and people walking on the grass as well. So I will draw them. Always remember, if they are standing, walking, just put them in the right height. And if they are further away, you can do the same. Just put the waist in the middle. It can be very, very simple. Just place some random people here to see the flow of people walking towards the entrance. It doesn't matter if the shape is not precise, but the very, very important thing is the waist level. For the people sitting down, then it's easy. Their head will be on my level, so the same. Just these are the person sitting on the grass. I will draw the curve of the grass field. There will be a lot of more people in the background. So I just want to hide the horizon line with more people. in the background. And that's it. So I think it's enough. So now I can focus back on the facade of the castle. So there is some windows. So here is very important to get the rhythm of the window rather than counting exactly how many windows are there, because they are quite irregular as well. So I will start from the one closed to me. There are bigger openings. And then in this part as well. There's some shadows in here. And the main entrance. Yeah, we can start to add some shading to get the composition more three-dimensional. So here there's a lot of shadow, so now it's a moment to get the shading right. So with the shading you can really carve out the shape of the space. So you can really use the front of the nib and do very, very dark hatches, and also the row on the back. You can alternate the back of the nib and the front of the nib depending on what type of texture you want to add. So here is very key to get these windows dark. And then the roof as well, it's very important. And let's add all the shading in between the gap. So by doing this you can really highlight the geometries of this tower. So also under the roof it's very important to highlight this shading. It's very, very important. Our eyes is always hunger of shading. So let's add some shadows in here as well. Top two. Don't be afraid to add all the contrast you need here. Just express every shaded part in this geometry. That looks pretty good. Now is the moment to add any details that you want to add to enrich the composition. So let's add some people as well that is going inside the entrance and coming and going, and then some details, some shading. I think it's important to highlight this opening because they give texture to the wall. I think I can add more details on the facade, but let's focus on the other towers now. And let's add the same. Some good contrast in here that really carves out this pattern, this rhythm. And also there is a very rich texture in here. There is also some tree. So I will use the tree to carve the roof out as well. You can see here it makes contrast, so it is good. And also I want to now put the text on the top and then add the sky. So let's use my pencil from Muji that I keep in my pencil case. It's very thin but works really well in this instance. So I just want to write Castello Sforzesco. Yeah, I think this is fine. Milano, and I will put the date but also the frame around, because I want to add the sky later. Milano, perfect. The music started again. I think they are almost there. They are almost ready. The concert is almost starting. I will go very quickly because I really want to keep this sketch under 1 hour. Awesome. So let's put the frame around. I can decide to add some texture to the floor. So here there is another series of curbs, so I want to add that as well in here, and then always remember to direct everything towards the vanishing point. I forgot to put my signature, so let's put that outside, that'll be fine. And this curb is actually quite interesting. There are pebbles. The surface of the road is basically a pebble road. Very uncomfortable to walk, but very cool to look. So I will add this pebble texture every now and then at the corner. Alright. So I want to add some sky. So I usually put the level of the clouds where I want to be, and then I can add these vertical lines. So let's add some strokes inside the letters, so to make it more visible. The music is getting really loud. I hope you can hear me alright. So there is a music festival in the Castello Sforzesco. It's a summer music festival, so they're testing the sound quality and everything. But yeah, it's quite nice. It's very vibrant. I like the atmosphere in here now. I prefer to use a thinner one because otherwise the letters will look very thick and too dark. So I want to add more contrast in this area on the ground, so the balance between the ground and the sky would be better. Also, let's add some feather texture in here and some more details to the people. I think that looks quite alright. Yeah, and yeah, we are almost there. So it's quite late, so I'm almost reaching 1 hour in the sketch. So I think we have put enough detail. And yeah, remember to always put a lot of shadows under the roof. So this is very, very important to highlight the roof itself. So you always have a break of shadow between two lighted parts, like in this case. So it is very key to have this shadow line, so the roof will look more visible and more heavy as well. So you can see here, this bright part will stand out nicely. And yeah, also the front, I think this part here is quite important to have. So I want to add just a little bit more of details on the facade. So you can see this tower is covered by this little hole. So you can see there's a hole in here. So I'm wondering if you know what these are, what these features on the facade are. It might not be that easy to guess, but I will leave you 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds to guess, and then I will tell you what they are. I didn't know even. Okay, I think you see they cover all the extent of the facade. So from the top to the bottom. So yeah, so I will tell you what they are. These are not windows, but they are the holes to put the structures. The timber structure usually is basically a stick that you put in the wall when you're building it, so you can climb on top and adding details or maintain the facade. It's basically a system of stairs. If you want, you can put your structure in here and then you can climb on top, and you can build scaffolding easily with this feature. Did you guess it all right? Let me know in the comments. That's it is. This is my quick drawing of the Castello Sforzesco in Milan. So this is my drawing of the day. I managed to finish this in under 1 hour, around 55 minutes, almost 1 hour. And yeah, I added just the necessary details to enhance my subject in here, and I put the contrast very simply through the using of vertical hatches for the skies, and then with a denser hatches for the ground, so as you can see on the bottom. And then I added the key details to make my subject recognizable, like the shading under the roofs, the gaps between the structures, and most of all, those holes that is punched in the wall, that I explain you also what they are. So I hope you enjoy this drawing demo and tutorial. I hope you had the chance to draw this with me as well. If you did so, please post your sketch in the comment section below, so I will be happy to give a comment to them. And that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Always remember to follow your passions and keep doing what you love. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.